Howdy do y'all, this is John, and today we're talking about The Bluff, a new movie out on Prime Video right now. And in The Bluff, it deals with this young woman whose island gets attacked by a group of pirates who are after her because she stole a bunch of gold from this captain back during her pirating days. A big mess happens, people start fighting each other, killing each other, you know the deal. And we have a movie. Now, to get things started, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about what little I liked about the movie before I talk about all the things that really bugged me about the movie. And first and foremost, this movie's kind of a much more brutal, grittier look at, pirates than what we are traditionally used to seeing. Yes, the swashbuckling and buccaneering is still there, but it's not a romanticized version of what pirates are. There is no good pirates, bad pirates sort of situation. All pirates in this movie are bad. These are people who will board your ship, steal your gold, and kill almost everybody there. Now, there are some stuff where obviously, clearly the filmmakers thought that would be too far. Like, I'm pretty sure if there was a church full of people, including children, pirates would still burn it to the ground. But the fact remains, these are not the good guys we are used to seeing in things like Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean is still a good movie, though. Way better movie than this. But really, that is kind of like the one net positive that I can think about this movie. Now, there are some good actors in the movie that are clearly doing the best that they can, but there's also plenty of actors that don't do the greatest job. Now on to what really bugged me out about the movie. One of the things is its execution. The first real action sequence we get, you're sitting there going, okay, this is going to be like a John Wick style pirate movie because, they do that style of action at first. But then they get to the main female character, and all of a sudden there's this vast cut editing, and you're just sitting there going, whoa, 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 slow down. Clearly trying to hide the fact that she cannot fight to save her life. And that bugged the crap out of me because there are some, female actresses who can actually pull off being an action star. There were quite a few when I was a kid. Mila Jovovich, Kate Beckinsale, Angelina Jolie. They were able to sell it. Now there's like such a drive to make female-led action movies, which, okay, that's not that bad, but they're hiring people who cannot, keep up with men, cannot fight, and it's obvious, and it's painfully obvious with this movie. Like, for crying out loud, Ballerina came out last year with hire Ana de Armas, who can do that kind of stuff. But no. Another thing is its story. There is a lot of nothing going on in the movie. That's sad because this isn't a very long movie. But in between all of the action sequences, there's a lot of nothing, just people walking around talking about stuff you don't care about and you're not interested in. Heck, the very thing that the movie is even named after, which is a fire pyre called a bluff. I don't know why they call it that, but that hardly even shows up or gets mentioned in the movie. Most of your characters are kind of standard. The only kind of sellout is Captain Connor, the main villain, and that's mainly because when you get down to it, Captain Connor kind of has a bit of a justification for going after the lead character. She owes him her life, literally. She was trained to literally be better than him, by him. By all accounts, you're not really given that much information that he was abusive to her or anything like that. So her betrayal to him doesn't feel justified. Now, there is a discussion in the movie where they talk about, her selling her body to some of the crew members, but that sounded like a her decision, not a forced upon her decision. Two are very different. If it was a forced upon her situation, like, that is cruel. If it was something like the movie Redeeming Love, which came out a few years ago, where it was forced on her, she would have my sympathy. The last thing I'm going to talk about, uh, I'm going to make it as quick as I can, because I'm a bit of a history nut. And yeah, this movie gets its pirate history wrong. There are a lot of historical red flags in the movie that drove me nuts. The movie takes place in the mid 19th century, and for whatever reason, they say it's the end of the golden age of piracy. Actually, that was a little over a century earlier, but okay. The golden age of piracy at its end. It had been at its end for a long time. I'm not kidding. There is stuff going on in this movie that it just gets its history all wrong. Anyway, that's my history rant. So guys, at the end of the day, The Bluff, just a bad movie. It's really bad, and it's kind of a shame because, we don't get pirate movies like this very often, and heck, we don't even get pirate movies very often at all, period. The only redeeming quality to it that I think is worth talking about is the fact that it took the whole pirate thing to a different direction, one that is actually a little bit more honest about what kind of people they are, but also at the same time keeping with the swashbuckling, buccaneering, tone and vibe. But past that, story is weak, characters are weak, combat varies, the history is all wrong. I really could not enjoy this movie, and unfortunately, I cannot recommend it. I'm going to give The Bluff a 2. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please don't forget, I also have a secondary channel where I do gaming content. Please go check it out. And as per usual, please remember to protect the key well.